What would happen if someone crossed over from a parallel world? Now that's a question that has kept me up at night ever since I first heard it. But here we are. It's time to find out. So let's dive right in. Welcome back to the channel. Here, we delve into the darkest corners of the multiverse, uncovering the spine-chilling theories that will leave you questioning the very nature of reality. Today, we're diving headfirst into the terrifying idea of a mirror world, a dark reflection of our own that might just hold the key to some truly terrifying mysteries. Are you ready to uncover the secrets that lie in the shadows? Let's get started. Imagine for a moment that our universe isn't the only one. In fact, imagine that every choice every person has ever made across the infinite expanse of time has created a new universe. In this grand cosmic tapestry, there exists an infinite number of realities, each branching out from the last, creating a multiverse that is as limitless as the human imagination. This concept, known as the many worlds interpretation, suggests that all possible outcomes of all possible decisions actually occur in different universes. Each choice creates a fork in the cosmic road, splitting the universe into new timelines, where different versions of us live out different lives. Now, picture this. In one of these parallel universes, your decision-making self-decides to take a different path, one that leads to chaos and destruction. Picture a world where your decisions lead to global conflict, economic collapse, or environmental disaster. These dark reflections of our universe are the stuff of nightmares. They represent the potential for evil that lies within us all, the destructive impulses that we keep in check. But what happens when those impulses take over in a parallel world? In this dark multiverse, alternate versions of ourselves become the embodiment of our worst fears. We can call them our evil twins, doppelgangers from dimensions, where the forces of darkness have triumphed. These beings are the personifications of the destructive aspects of our nature, driven by selfish desires and a lust for power. Now, brace yourself, because the scariest part of this nightmare scenario is that these evil doppelgangers may not be confined to their own dark universes. According to some theories, these malevolent entities can cross the boundaries between parallel worlds, entering our reality through rifts in the space-time continuum. Picture this. A cold wind suddenly sweeps through your town, rustling the leaves in autumn and extinguishing candles that have been burning brightly. The sky, once a clear expanse of blue, darkens ominously, turning a sickly shade of green. The low rumble echoes in the distance, growing steadily louder, shaking the very foundations of the world around you. And then you see it, a swirling vortex of energy that seems to tear open the very fabric of reality. From this maelstrom emerges a figure that is both familiar and terrifyingly strange. It is you, but not you. This is your evil twin, a being from a parallel world where your darker impulses have run rampant. Clad in shadow, this doppelganger seems to absorb the light around him, his eyes burning with an eerie green glow that mirrors the unnatural hue of the sky. His clothes are torn and tattered, and his face is contorted in a snarl that reveals teeth that are just a little too sharp, a little too long. This is no ordinary version of yourself. This is the personification of your destructive nature, the embodiment of your worst fears. But how could such a being exist? How does one go from being a relatively normal person to becoming a monstrous? Let's explore the psychology behind this dark transformation. In the depths of our psyche, we all have a hidden darkness, a reservoir of destructive impulses that we keep in check through our conscious efforts. But what happens when those barriers break down? When we confront the concept of a dark twin, we're essentially exploring the idea of a split personality. This phenomenon, known clinically as dissociative identity disorder, occurs when a person's consciousness splits into multiple distinct identities. While this condition is relatively rare, it offers a fascinating insight into the potential for darkness that lies within us. Imagine, if you will, a young child faced with a difficult decision. Perhaps he's being bullied by other children and feels helpless to stop it. In a moment of intense emotional stress, his mind might create an alter ego, a stronger, more assertive version of himself that takes over in times of conflict. Over time, this new identity becomes more and more ingrained, taking on a life of its own. As the child grows older, he finds himself torn between his two personalities, each vying for control. In some cases, this internal struggle can manifest physically, causing blackouts and even amnesia. The dark twin born out of trauma becomes a constant threat, emerging whenever the protagonist least expects it. This duality can lead to unpredictable behavior, making the protagonist a danger to themselves and those around them. But this internal battle is not just a psychological struggle. It also has physical consequences. As the two personalities contend for dominance, the body becomes a battleground. The protagonist might experience unexplained injuries or illnesses that cannot be attributed to any known medical condition. Their immune system could be compromised, leaving them vulnerable to disease. In extreme cases, the body might even begin to reject its host, leading to suicidal thoughts and tendencies. Now, what if this dark twin were to escape from the confines of the protagonist's mind, spilling out into the physical world? That's where things get really terrifying. If this alternate version of you were to break free from the multiverse, it could wreak havoc in your reality. Picture this, your doppelganger stepping out of the portal, causing chaos wherever it goes. With a sinister grin, it begins to manipulate those closest to you, twisting their memories and turning them against you. Before you know it, everyone you love believes that you are the monster, the evil one who needs to be stopped. You find yourself alone, hunted by the people you once called friends and family. All the while, your dark twin revels in the power it has gained by sowing discord in your reality. But the terror doesn't end there. Your doppelganger, being a manifestation of your own suppressed darkness, possesses the ability to bring out the worst in others, amplifying their own selfish and destructive impulses. As it stalks the city, people turn on each other, descending into a frenzy of violence and destruction. The very fabric of society begins to unravel as the doppelganger watches with amusement, reveling in the chaos it has unleashed. As you try to evade your doppelganger and the people it has turned against you, you realize that it's not just your loved ones who have fallen prey to its manipulations. Entire systems of power and authority have been corrupted. The police, the government, even the military become your enemies, as your doppelganger uses its powers of persuasion to turn them against you. Trapped in a reality that has become a twisted reflection of itself, you must confront the horrifying truth. The destruction wrought by your doppelganger is not just a consequence of its actions. It's a reflection of the darkness that lies dormant within all of us. In this terrifying scenario, the actions of the doppelganger act as a catalyst, bringing out the worst in humanity and turning neighbor against neighbor, friend against friend. The very foundations of society are shaken as the doppelganger revels in the chaos it has unleashed. So what would you do if you found yourself in this nightmarish situation? How would you fight back against a being that is literally you? Perhaps you would try to appeal to whatever humanity remains, hoping that your doppelganger would listen. Or maybe you would fight fire with fire, embracing the darkness within yourself to match your opponent's power. Whatever your strategy, one thing is clear. The battle between good and evil is not just a theological one. It's a battle that rages within each of us every day. And who knows, maybe in some dark parallel world, your evil twin is already winning. Well, there you have it, folks. A chilling glimpse into a world where parallel universes collide and our darkest selves come to the surface. What did you think? Does the thought of a dark mirror world freak you out? Or are you more fascinated by the possibilities than terrified? Either way, we'd love to hear your thoughts. And hey, if you're still with us, you've earned yourself a nice little bonus. Did you know that some scientists believe that the multiverse theory could hold the key to understanding dark matter and dark energy? These mysterious phenomena make up a significant portion of our universe, yet we know very little about them. Some physicists speculate that dark matter could be made up of particles that exist in other universes, while others believe that dark energy could be a manifestation of the multiverse. Of course, these are just theories, but it is fascinating to think that the answers to some of the biggest mysteries of the cosmos could lie beyond our own universe. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more spin-chilling tailies. And if you're still awake at 2 a.m. and looking for more, we've got plenty of other videos to keep you up. Just click on one of these bad boys right here. Until next time, stay curious and keep an eye on the shadows, because you never know what might be lurking just beyond your perception.